The day is finally here. My perfume is ready. I'm going to tell you all about it, the pricing, how you can get it, the history of it, all of it coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose. And I cannot tell you how excited, nervous, thrilled I am about finally doing this video. And I have to be honest, it's been hard for me to do because for those of you who've ever created something and put it out into the world, whether it be music, and I heard Ed Sheeran talking about this the other day, where he says, you know, when you're making something on your own, any type of art, you know, it's just you, it's yours, and it's special. But then when you put it out into the world, of course, it's open to all kinds of interpretation, criticisms, and whatever, and it's a vulnerable thing to do. And this is the first time I've really done something on this kind of scale to put it out there. And as you know, many of you who've watched my channel, I've been working on my own perfume, started the process really. It all started about 3 years ago. And excuse me if I run on a little bit here, but you know, this is emotional for me and I want to really let everyone know about how this all came to be. So maybe 3 years or so, a little over 3 years ago, before COVID, I was already starting to buy perfume oils and mix them and start to learn, reading books, watching videos, tutorials, Facebook groups, wherever I could get information on how to blend perfumes, blend oils. I was reading it, okay? And, you know, of course, it was self-taught from books, just experimenting and learning. Then, I guess maybe about a year and a half, actually probably about 2 years ago now, I met Irene, those of you guys know from Therapy by Aroma, who is a perfumer who was originally trained in Grasse, France and Paris, and now has her shop here in Miami. And so, you know, we were talking about it, about our passion, you know, for perfume. And she saw, and I told her that I was making some of my own, and I brought some to her. And she was just like, you know, I'll be honest with you, she was so supportive and she loved it. And she said, these are amazing. She goes, and I'd love to be able to kind of, you know, teach you more and help you grow and you know, what you've already started. So that's kind of what happened. So then I started training with her like an apprentice. And I feel so, I'll be honest with you, so honored because she's never done that with anybody else. You know, I'm the only person that she's done this with, so it was a really big honor for me. You can see it gets me a little bit emotional about it because, you know, she's just such a wonderful person. So important in my life. So, all right, that all started. So over the last, especially during COVID, I was like furiously mixing perfumes. I've made quite a few perfumes. Some I love, some I don't love. Then I was thinking, okay, you know what? And through kind of the coaxing of Irene, she's like, you really need to put this out there. You really need to put it out there. These are good. People will like them. So that's when I decided probably about a year ago, okay, I'm going to really do this. And started really focusing on making what I thought were good, artisanal, indie, niche perfumes that I would wear, okay? They're not going to be for everybody. I'll tell you that right now. This is not going to be, especially this first one that I'm doing, this first bottle, it's not a freshie. It's not probably what's considered, you know, mainstream. And let me get into that a little bit now. Let me tell you a little bit about the perfume. I told you the backstory. So first of all, this name of this perfume is Super Suave. And you can see the label there, Super Suave. You could say Suave, like Rico Suave. There's some play on words here. And and actually, let me get my book here because I want to be able to tell you all the notes in it. So basically, this perfume, I had to narrow it down. Was I going to release 2 or 3 different perfumes at once? And I decided I wanted to just start with one. And again, there's no right or wrong on this. Some people release different ones, but I will say this also. And I mentioned this in my other video. I did this completely on my own, from getting the oils to getting the alcohol, the perfumer's alcohol, you know, through my different sources, to the bottles. Tried all different kinds of bottles, caps, labels. I've talked about this before. I've hand painted each of the bottles, And so I wanted to make something different, something that's unique for each person that you get. So I am not, quote, the nose behind a brand. I am the brand. This is me. I did it all. I'm not, for someone who's curated it. I'm not the perfume or the artistic director. A lot of people have done that. A lot of other YouTube reviewers have done that, and they've amazing stuff. But I've been an artist for a long time. I paint, I write, I do photography, and this is something I want to do completely on my own. So it is indie all the way. This is not professionally made. This is indie. Again, I believe it's extremely high quality. I've had a lot of good feedback from it, but like anything else in fragrance, it's a matter of personal taste, and this is not going to be for everybody, but I do think a lot of you will love this. So again, I digress, but there's so much information here. All right. What I really liked, you guys know I grew up in the 80s, and there's those 80s power perfumes that I really like that are just legendary, whether it be Polo Green, Drakkar Noir, Halston, the Z14, there's so many great perfumes, these kind of masculine power perfumes. And what I wanted to do was kind of an ode to that, these like 70s, 80s, great legendary fragrances, but obviously modern, something that's very modern and a modern twist. And that, again, how I came up with the name Super Suave is because it's a little bit of a play on words. The name of my brand, for those, again, you don't know, is Vice Perfumes. Vice Perfumes, again, double entendre, it can mean different things. A vice, a moral vice is something, that you're addicted to. It's like, a vice could be drugs, it could be alcohol, or it could be sex, things that are supposedly taboo. So I wanted to make it like perfume is our vice. It's something that we just, we're addicted to. And also Miami Vice, being from Miami, loved the show, loved the era. Again, references the 80s. This is Miami. I am Miami based. I love my city. So this is all kind of influencing how this perfume came about, Super Suave. Now, I will just tell you a little basics about it. This is a parfum, or if you want to call it extrait. As far as concentration, it is, the bottles are all 50 milliliters, and I made 50 bottles. So I have 50 bottles right now. I think what I'm going to do at first is probably put 45 up for purchase and hold 5 back because, I've got some different people that I need to get them to, and I want to keep 1 or 2 for myself. So this is, again, Vice Parfums is my brand. Again, all me. There's no one else behind it. It's just me. And this first perfume is called Super Suave. Now, what is it? Again, I already told you it's a modern 70s, 80s power perfume, and I want to tell you now the ingredients or the main notes of this. All right. Excuse me 1 second because I have everything written down here. Okay, so let me mention a couple other things. My brand also, I'm all about in my life, and I try to be really good for the environment, try to do what I can, we do our best. So this perfume is basically, what I've done again is I've made the bottles so they're reusable. So when you take the cap off, you'll see these are screw tops. This is, it did not go with, the traditional bottle and putting the crimp on. I can do that. Maybe I'll do that in future uses, but I love the idea of having a reusable bottle because this is a piece of art and I want you to keep it. So when you're done with it, I don't want you to throw it away. You can put water in it. You can make it like for a room spray. You can put like little drops of oil, any essential oil you like, kind of mix it and use it as room spray, whatever it is. I mean, you can put other liquids in it to make it decorative, do whatever you want, but it's reusable. So that's why I have the screw top and why I decided to go that route. Again, for the environment. This is a lot of time and effort went into designing and painting this. I'm not going to be putting a box or any fancy box. It'll be coming in essentially like a black velvet bag, which will be similar to this, okay? And again, that's just my personal opinion. What do I want to say about this? I love boxes. I love the art, the decoration. I love it all. And maybe if I was doing something really, really crazy or expensive, then maybe I would do that. But this for me is really, again, about my whole brand of being sustainable and trying to be as good for the environment as possible. And, you know, to be honest with you, I get boxes, I look at them for a second, and then I put them somewhere and store them, and I barely look at them again. So it's just my personal choice. Again, that may not be for everyone. If it's not for you, and if you want a perfume that has a beautiful box, then don't order this one. So let me just kind of mention some of the notes now, because this is the good stuff. At the top, you really have a mixture of this kind of herbaceous green, and you can see from the juice really is kind of like green. This is a perfect spring, summertime fragrance. That's another reason why I wanted to get this out now. It's very herbaceous. It's very green. It's very lively. It's very fresh. It's very energizing. Again, I wanted something that kind of radiated the feel of Miami. And it's so lush and green here. So I have at the top, I have lemon, I have basil, I have carrot oil. That gives it this like, kind of like, it's hard to say. It's almost this like edible quality, but it's not gourmand, definitely not. It's got ginger, which gives a little bit of a bite, a little bit of a sting I like. So this is like you spray it on and you immediately like, woof, like, I'll put it on. Actually, I'm not gonna spray that because that's a fresh bottle. Here's one of the bottles that I've already been using that's not for sale. It's unique, okay? It's not gonna be for everybody. I love it. I will say this, that one of my friends, a girl who loves perfumes, the first time she smelled it, her exact words were, I didn't tell her this was the fragrance I was gonna be releasing. I just had her, I sprayed a few months ago. Her exact description was, this is sexy as F. You get the picture. Okay, so then you have at the heart, I put in some gray pine, some cardamom, and some fig. Again, I love fig. I love that green. So you see there's a lot of green. There's a lot of spiciness going on here. There's a lot of liveliness. This thing is really, it's intense. And then at the bottom, the main notes really are cedar. As you know, who follow me, I love cedar wood. I've got some patchouli. I've got some leather, some really kind of dark, nice leather, some sandalwood, which gives it a little bit of a creaminess. So those are the main notes. There's some other things in there, but those are the main notes that I have. So if you like that combination, I think you'll like this fragrance. It is, again, an extrait. It is 50 milliliters. This is, every bottle essentially looks like this, but I hand painted every one. These are kind of the colors of the brand. It's also the colors of Miami Vice. You guys see all the kind of branding and cohesiveness that's going on here. So everyone's gonna be a little bit different. So every bottle, like everyone that purchases a bottle is gonna really have their own unique piece of art. That's another thing I wanted to create here with my brand. It's a piece of art in addition. The perfume is art, the bottle is art. I've never seen anyone really do that. I'm sure people have, but this is something that I wanted to be original about. Now, you will, each perfume inside the bag will come this little card which tells you about the perfume and then about the brand on the other side, and of course, Vice Parfums. So get this little card, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hand sign and number each of these first bottles. Now again, whether it's ultimately gonna either be probably 45, roughly, give or take a few bottles. But whatever the number is, I'm gonna hand sign each card and number it so you'll know. This is a limited edition. I'll be honest with you right now, I don't know whether I'm going to release a second perfume. We'll see how this goes. Again, like I said, this is very vulnerable. I'm putting out something that I've worked on now. This has been macerating, by the way. The perfume has been macerating for about 3.5 months now. So this has been mastering for a good time. I've really let it gel and it came together and I love it. You're gonna get good projection. Let me say this, I think on average, this perfume is gonna be around 6 to 7 hours Some of you may get a little bit longer, some of you may get a little bit shorter. I purposely, again, went for that effect because I like perfumes in that range. I like 5, 6, 7 hours, somewhere in that range, because I like to put it on in the morning, and if I want to respray it again in the afternoon, great, or if I want to put on a different perfume, great. So that's approximately, just to let you go, I want all transparency, and again, that's subjective because that's my skin, just telling you what I've been getting typically. And another thing, just to let you know, I designed this from an artistic standpoint. I was talking with Irene about it. What you're going to see is I really tried to highlight every note that's in here. Every note I'm trying to make shine. So it is blended in a way that it's hard to say that every note is kind of getting its shine. You're not going to see where like maybe there's some notes where there's barely anything in it and other notes dominate. You're going to see, I think, and that's kind of how I think about when I paint and when I do photography. I look at composition, and I was trying to compose this in a way that made it where everything really kind of had its own mark, its own presence. So again, when you guys get it, you'll see. Now, how am I gonna distribute it? Again, I'm indie. I didn't want to go out and do this whole thing, create all this extra stuff. That would be a big hassle. Because I don't know, again, whether I'm going to continue to do this after this first round. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do another limited edition of this perfume, Super Suave. But I have a few others that didn't make the cut, not because they're not what I think are good. It's just because this is what I wanted to go with first. And there's other ones that I'm ready to go with. So I may do a next run of those. I may not do anything. Again, I'm kind of rambling here, but you get the picture. This is big for me. So just let me read this real quick to you. This is the description of the perfume. Like the electric energy of the 80s Miami, Super Suave is a vibrant blend of contrast. The zesty lemon and ginger evoke the bright neon lights of South Beach, while the warm cinnamon, carrot, and cardamom conjure the sultry heat of the city. The fresh basil, of course someone calls right in the middle of this. The fresh basil adds a touch of green like the lush tropical foliage that surrounds Miami. Gray pine, cedar, leather, and patchouli mirror the sleek and stylish architecture of the time. The sweetness of fig and warmth of amber arouse a sense of Art Deco glamour. It's a scent that captures the allure of 80s Miami fast forwarded to modern day. So that is it. And again, you'll have on the back just a little bit about the brand. This is how I'm gonna distribute it. This video is gonna come out. I'm gonna put my email address in the comments below, in the section below here, down here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it open, I don't know, because I want enough people to see the video. So some people may see it right away. Some people don't see the video for a few days. So today is Thursday, May 11th. I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to leave this open for a period probably of 3 to 5 days. Okay, I'm probably going to give it to, I would say, next week, Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, really probably about 5 days. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my email, and whoever's interested and wants a bottle, email me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the names so it's fair. And again, whether I end up doing 45 or even going to 50 bottles, whatever it is, it's roughly 45 bottles. What I'm going to do is literally put all the names in a hat, and then I will either do a video or maybe I'll do a live stream. Live streams, a lot of times people don't see, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably do a video. Probably do a video on Tuesday. That's kind of my game. It's my plan. It's a little bit up in the air, but that would be 5 days. And then I will pick the names out. And those are the people that if you want a bottle, then I will reach out to you. I will send you an email and I'll give you the how you can pay. Again, payment options are limited. Also, this is only for the United States. Sorry guys. Again, first bottle, first stuff, indie. All I can do is ship here to the United States. So you got to have a U.S., essentially an address that I can mail to here in the U.S. I'm going to be able to accept PayPal, Zelle, or Venmo. I think those are going to be the 3 options. So if that works for you, I'm just getting all the details so everybody knows. Price, $125. That will include shipping. $125, 50 milliliters, Parfum Extrait. I believe extremely well priced, especially for the time and effort and what I put into this and what I believe is, you know, I personally, of course, love this perfume. I wear it all the time, and I've gotten a ton of compliments on it. All right, so there it is. Brief highlights. Email me at the email that I put down below. I will then take everyone's name who email me. Give me your first name and last name in the email. Say this is Tom Jones. This is, you know, Betsy. By the way, this is unisex. I've talked a lot about being, you know, kind of from the 80s, masculine. It is definitely lends more masculine, but women out there, you can wear this or you can get it for your significant other. And again, to summarize real quickly, $125 right here for Super Suave. Hand-painted bottle, 50 milliliter, includes shipping here to the US. And again, you gotta what I'm gonna do is if I do the video next Tuesday, then I will start emailing people. And what I'm gonna do is if some people end up, for whatever reason, you know, that I picked the 45, and for whatever reason you don't respond to my email or, you know, somehow you don't get back to me, then what I'll do is I'll just wait like a day if I don't hear back from someone, and I'll go right down, you know, next down the list. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it fair because I did get a lot of, what's interesting is I did get a lot of, obviously, interest last time I did my video like a month and a half ago talking about this. A lot of people reached out to me. A lot of people who already knew I was working on this have reached out to me. So what I'll say is, you know, I'm assuming, but I may be wrong. So if there's not 45 people or so that want to purchase this from me because whatever it is, maybe because you want a box or you don't want to pay $125, whatever your reasons may be, totally get it. If I don't have 45 people, well, then the first however many people email me will get it. Whether it's 25, 10, 6, whatever the number is, okay? That's it. I know it's long, guys, but I really had to, you know, I had to do it. I had to give it all out to you because I wanted you to know as much as possible about this. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for all the encouragement. Thank you for all the kind words. Now this is going to be going out to the world, and I really, really hope you guys like it. I mean, obviously, you know, this is why I made it, for people to enjoy it. I'll be back soon. The next video will be the video where I announce the 50 people, or however many people, 45. I can't even get my number straight. However it is, the people who are going to be getting the perfume. Thanks, guys. Peace, love, perfume.